Fall in love with 252 exclusive offers on the Citroën range at Hugo Luna Motors today. Explore our impressive collection of Citroën cars and vans, where advanced comfort, style, safety and reliability all come together. Order your 252 today and take advantage of low-rate finance, a €500 deposit contribution and avail of a free home charger. Book your test drive today at hugolunamotors.ie. Citroën. For everyone, like no one.
Citroën. Encore with Claire O'Brien. Arts and entertainment for the Midlands. With Padder's Bar in Moat, Gertie Brown's Bar and Bistro Athlone, and the Cellar Bistro Strand Street Athlone.
Good evening and welcome to Encore, your weekly arts and entertainment show on Midlands 103 with Zoe Ryan, bringing you the best of what's happening in the arts across Laois, Offaly and Westmeath. On tonight's show, painting literature, swapping art supplies, showcasing Irish talent and honouring the music of Bob Dylan, Neil Young and Van Morrison. Artist Olive Cuskley will be joining us to discuss the inspirations behind her artworks. We'll be getting a full rundown of the arts-related events taking place as part of Laois Climate Action Festival, courtesy of Laura Dunn of Dunamay's Box Office. And Offline Film Festival returns to the Midlands, bigger and better than ever. Committee member Andrea Moore will be talking us through what's new and what fan favourites are back. We'll also be joined in studio by some of the members of the Muddy River Band ahead of their upcoming performance in Esker Arts for a chat and a bit of live music. So we have that to look forward to a little later in the show, but first to the visual arts. My first guest tonight is Offaly-based artist Olive Cuskley, whose latest body of work is being unveiled locally this weekend. Olive, you've previously stated that from a young age you knew art was the only career path for you. What made you so sure?
Hi Zoe, and thanks for having me. I suppose from as early as I can remember, I was colouring, I was painting, and every Christmas on my Santa list I would ask for colouring books and crayons and paints. I wasn't really as interested in toys or new style or that kind of thing, so if I got a sketch pad and a large set of felt-tip markers, I was made up. Yeah. You know, I love to create and make things and draw things and paint things, so that continued really right up through primary school. And then by the time I got to secondary school, and I was lucky enough to have the guidance of both Sean Gilligan and Mona Cleary from Tullamore College as my art teachers. So I knew then that was the only path I was interested in, really.
So it was always obvious to you that that was the way you were going to go? Yeah,
it was probably the only thing I was good at from that point of view. But yeah, I always knew that's what I wanted to do, something in the artistic field, yeah.
And not only do you engage in artistic practices yourself, but you also went on and you teach now as well. How is it that you got into teaching art?
That was back about 1993 that I got into teaching. I was still at college studying graphic design and was asked actually by a member at the time of Tullamore Art Society, and they asked me if I'd come in and do some painting demonstrations. So yeah, that's how it started. I remember I was really nervous because most of the adults there could paint pretty well. Right. And I was nervous going in, being so young, but I was able to bring a new perspective to their practice and show them some tips to enhance their paintings individually. So I used to look forward to meeting them each week, and I really enjoyed kind of sharing that creative time together. And then the following year, I was asked to come into Clohan House, part of Tullamore Hospital at the time, and that was to work with physically challenged adults. They varied in age and abilities, and to work with them through art. So that was a really rewarding experience, and I made some great friendships with both the patients and the staff alike. Yeah, so that's how it all kicked off, and from there I started taking students and helping them with their Leaving Cert art or with their portfolio preparation, and kind of it all evolved from there really. And at that stage I was still doing my graphics and studying and all of that, so yeah, that's how it all started.
And you mentioned there that you formerly worked in graphic design, but at some point you made the decision to focus on your painting. Why was it that you decided to make that leap?
Well, I suppose I didn't actually leave the graphics behind. I still do graphic design. I still keep my hand in it, and I have some very loyal clients who I still do their work for. I qualified in the graphics, and I travelled to Australia, in Sydney, Australia, to work with a design firm there. And when I came back to Ireland around 1997, I opened up my own design business in Tullamore. And I worked there for about 6-7 years. And it was at that stage I was married and we had a young family. And I really wanted more flexibility to be with my children at home. So teaching art, I suppose, and doing workshops gave me that flexibility. Now, obviously, working from home and working around 5 small people brought it its own challenges. But I'm grateful I got to spend those early years with them. And I got to collaborate on a couple of really successful art exhibitions with artist Maura Fahy and really develop my own style of painting. So yeah, but I still work in the graphics field. I still do a certain amount of work in that line. So I'll probably never leave that.
And what would you say generally are your inspirations for your work? I know with the new exhibition that's coming up, it was actually the writings of Donna Ashworth that inspired you there. But where would you generally get your inspirations from? Okay,
I'd be inspired really by everything around me. I suppose my rural setting here where I live, people I meet, the animals in the field. A lot of other artists inspire me, you know, my contemporaries from Offaly, like the likes of Emma Baroni, Anne Mitchell, Paula Finlay. But I take inspiration, I suppose, from the music I hear, from the lyrics of songs. I suppose there's inspiration everywhere, really, once your mind is open to it, you know. But this exhibition, yeah, you're right, I drew a lot of the inspiration from the writings of Donna Ashworth. She's a Scottish poet. I stumbled across Donna's poetry around COVID times, and she writes beautifully on the themes of hope and kindness and love and grief and those kind of things, compassion and really, you know, life in general. What she writes is so relatable and it just resonates with so many. So in these paintings, I try to capture those moments, you know, the ones that celebrate the joys but also the sorrows that life throws at us. So some may find this exhibition a bit emotional, depending on where you're at in your own. You know, I'd probably describe Donna's writings as uplifting, it's empowering, and it's all with an undercurrent of hope going through them, you know, which is quite lovely. So I hope people will feel something relatable, and I hope it will stir up an emotional response, you know. And so really, isn't that all any artist wants to do with their work? I suppose the title, I think it just encompasses all the themes that Donna writes about and what I try to get across in the paintings. As I say, you know, grief, love, joy, hope, compassion, and still we rise. You know, we have to get back up and go again. And I think there's nobody that can't relate to that. So I think it's appropriate for this body of work.
And Olive, you have a little bit of an excerpt of some of the writings of Donna Ashworth there that would have inspired the pieces.
I do. I have a short little one here. If you'd like to hear it and maybe just give a flavour of Donna's poetry, I can read it for you.
Yes, please.
You can't be everyone's cup of tea. There will be always someone in this life who just doesn't like you, no matter how hard you try to please them. You can't be everyone's cup of tea, but you can be someone's first sip of a cold drink on a sunny day, or a warming hot chocolate when you come in from the rain, or the pop of a long-awaited champagne cork, or a stiff shot of tequila when things go awry. Find your people. Love them hard.
You're right. It's a really visual piece, isn't it? And it does bring you through a lot of emotions in it. So I'm not in any way surprised that you read this piece and thought, I could create a painting on this.
Oh, and that's what she writes like. She's so descriptive, and you know, every poem she comes out with, you could paint a picture on, you know. So that's from her book, To the Women.
And for this piece of work, it's not going to be exhibiting for too long. There's going to be a launch event, and then the day following it's going to be available to view as well. Is the launch event, is that invitation only, or can people pop along to that as well as the next day?
No, everybody's invited. The launch event is on the Saturday evening, the 4th of October at 6:30. So if you can make it, come right along. And then I'll also be there on the Sunday, the 5th, from 12 to about 6:30 in the Tullamore Court Hotel. So I'd love to meet you. If you can pop in and have a look, you're more than welcome. Yeah, anyone and everyone is welcome.
Absolutely. Olive, it's been a real pleasure.
Oh, thank you very much. And the pleasure was mine. Thanks for having me, Zoe.
And you can check out Olive's latest collection at her exhibition And Still We Rise at the Tullamore Court Hotel this weekend between October 4th and 5th. Up next, climate action, but make it crafty.
Encore with Paddy's Bar in Moat, with live music every weekend and all sports showing on our big screens. Find Paddy's Bar Moat on Facebook or Instagram.
You are listening to Encore on Midlands 103 with Zoe Ryan, joined on the line by Laura Dunn of Dunamaise Art Centre to discuss perhaps a bit of an unlikely pairing. Laura, you have a number of events coming up at Dunamaise Art Centre as part of Laois Climate Action Festival 2025 that are actually arts related.
Yes, we're really, really excited. Laois Climate Action Department in Laois County Council, and together with Creative Ireland Laois, are bringing some of their events to Dunamaise Art Centre this year. So that's part of their annual Laois Climate Action Festival 2025. So we're really excited to partner with them, just bringing climate action to life via the medium of the arts and different events. So it's a fun way to get involved with that programme.
So the event that I had seen was the art and book supply swap, which I thought was a fantastic idea because I was an art student myself, and even to this day I have big kind of boxes even underneath my bed of paints and different bits of cuttings and things. And now, to be fair to me, I do reference it every now and again, like I'll get the notion to make a card instead of buying one, and I will use bits of it. But I definitely do be looking at it sometimes thinking that would probably be better served down in even my school's local art supplies.
I'm the same myself, Zoe. I think that is the trademark of a creative person. Sometimes I wonder, is the hobby doing the art or is it collecting the art supplies?
Yeah.
So yeah, just building on, we've had previous clothes swaps here and we just found them to be really popular, and, you know, people have this appetite to reuse and to, you know, make something new out of something that somebody else has finished with. So just we thought, yeah, art supplies are expensive. Lots of us are creative. We have overflow and extras. Sometimes we take up a new hobby or a craft and maybe it's not for us if we move on to something else. So we all have the kind of the stash at home, the hoard of supplies and things that, you know, I'm going to make something amazing with that, or that's still good to use, but you haven't got around to it. So it's a very relaxed event, kind of building on the clothes swap idea, but even more relaxed again. We're just going to set up some tables in the foyer, and it's really just a drop in. And it's on Saturday, the 11th of October at 2 p.m. So for the whole day that we're open, 2 to 5, you can come along. Free entry, just come along, bring your supplies you no longer need, and take home some instead that you fancy having a go of. So that's anything. It's paints, craft kits, how-to books, DIY books, bits and bobs, textiles, notions, anything you can think of that you can make art or craft with. We're happy to swap.
It's a real dual action type of event, isn't it? Because you're allowing people who maybe have bits in the house that they're going, I'm never going to get around to using that, to bring them, give them to someone else. And then as well, it's giving people the opportunity to maybe see something at it that they're going, I never thought of that. I could actually get into that. Like, for instance, I've never picked up a set of crochet needles, but maybe if I saw it, I go, do you know what? That's something for me. Exactly.
And it's kind of the magic of coming to your local art centre. So whether you visit the gallery or you come to an event like that, you're getting ideas from, you know, seeing things, you're talking to people who are like-minded, they're giving you ideas like, oh, I'm really into that, and now I want to try this. And it's just kind of putting the energy back into reusing stuff that we've kind of left on the shelf for a while. So it's the perfect kind of merger between art and upcycling or sustainability.
So that's the swap shop, but you also have a number of workshops coming up as well, aimed at kind of different audiences or different age groups.
We do. So kind of sticking with the art idea, we've collaborated with the Climate Action Department and got a couple of things. So again, all ages, we want everyone to come along and be part of the festival. So on the Saturday, the 18th of October, we're trying to get the teens out. So if we know any teenagers. And again, we're merging the kind of climate and the arts. So theatre maker Kate Heffernan, you might know her from other works in Niche, but she's also a really, really talented home grower. She grows all kinds of wonderful veg and plants. And she's also a creative. So she's going to be hosting a climate action zine workshop. So the zines are kind of, again, using your imagination. We're going to be using bits and pieces from old art catalogues and books that we've collected here over the months and the years. And that's for teens to come together and make a zine, which could be collage, it could be digital, it could be drawing. So it's really kind of the sky's the limit with creativity. But the theme is climate action zine. So we're going to get some interesting literature out of that one.
So explain to me again, what's a zine?
So a zine is kind of like a magazine, but a snippet of a magazine, let's say. So kind of DIY back in the day before we might have had printers and AI and computers. A zine could be, you know, I want to send Midlands 103 a story about what I'm doing. And maybe I need to just draw it myself or write it myself, or I need to make a collage and just photocopy it because it's kind of more DIY. You're kind of getting stuck into the creativity of creating a media piece. That
is well up my streak. Is this something that you'll possibly be offering down the line for adults if it goes well?
Yeah, absolutely. If the interest is there, we'll do it, no problem.
I'll be a one-man band.
And then we've got a visiting artist, Caroline Keane, who comes once a week to facilitate art classes. And especially for the festival, she's going to facilitate a sustainable art workshop. And that's for the younger kids. All free, all of these are free. And that one is kind of using make and do tools, which are really cool. They're tools especially designed for using cardboard. Okay. So we're all used to, you know, the boxes coming in the doors from the online orders. Yeah. And we get the amazing stuff that we've bought, probably craft kits and art supplies. Yeah. And then we're left with a cardboard box. And we're all feeling a little bit guilty about all the boxes. So in this one, you get to bring your boxes with you and you can recreate something magical using these special tools, kid-friendly tools. So it's getting the hands in motion. Happy hands leads to a quieter brain, you know. And you're upcycling, you're giving that box one more use before its end of life.
You know, I've only recently had this conversation that I always remember when my nieces and nephews were younger, that no matter what you bought them when they were in the younger years, it was the box that was the thing they were most fascinated by. It wasn't the toy that came in the box. That was taken out straight away and left aside. Absolutely. And they got so much fun out of the box. Like they were sitting in the box. They were like that drawing on the box.
If it's big enough to the sitting, you're winning.
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything that's more triggering for imagination than the potential of what you can make yourself, you know, with just some simple materials you were otherwise going to throw away. That's so much fun, just to encourage kids as well to maybe move away from the screens as well and to engage their minds in that kind of really tangible art making process.
Exactly. And as you said, with people who are of that creative persuasion, there's nothing more alluring than like that, a blank canvas, even to as basic as a cardboard box. It's an endless amount of things that it could be. And with this as well, you're kind of playing into the fact that it's environmentally friendly as well. So it's a win-win situation here. It's inspiring the mind. It's allowing people to be creative, but it's also doing something good for the environment.
Absolutely, absolutely. I always think if we could just give one more go to something before it goes in the bin, we've really done the best we can do in terms of climate action and sustainability. You know, the very, very easy level. We're all wondering what we can do, but if we did that much, it's a really simple action to just give everything another go before it hits the bin.
And I see that you're bringing a bit of performance into the mix as well with a cabaret edition.
We are. It's really exciting. So literally there's something for everyone at this festival, which is great. They are bringing the Climate Change Cabaret on Sunday, the 12th of August at 7 p.m. That one is for the over 18s. So we're getting very creative there. It's song, dance, comedy, variety, maybe a bit of burlesque, and it's all with the climate change theme in mind.
Okay.
So I believe there is a melting iceberg dance and other such things. So it's Ireland's hottest cabaret.
I love it.
So you're over 18 for that one. You're looking for a free night out, something totally different. You won't see anything similar across the programme. That's one to check out.
Fantastic. And Laura, you've said there that they're all free access event, but is it a case that booking is essential?
Yeah, if we can book, just, they're mostly seated events, so you want to book ahead, but they are all free. But save your seat so we don't miss out.
And if people are looking to book their place at it, or even if they just want to find out more about it after hearing our chat today, where can they find out more information?
Yeah, so our events, we've got the comedy, the cabaret, we've got kids events, we've got movies, and we've got the workshops. And all of those are found on our website on dunamis.ie. There are other events across Laois, which you can find listed more broadly on the Laois County Council website. But for ourselves, just check out our social media or our own website. And we're happy to point you in the right direction. And we're very, very happy to get you a seat to whichever shows and events you'd like to take part in.
Fantastic. Laura, as always, thank you so much for taking my call today and walking us through that.
Thank you, Zoe, and hopefully we'll see you at the swap.
Well, I'll definitely be keeping an eye out for an adult version of the Design Workshop. But for now, stay with us as we go from one festival to another.
Surprise yourself with the all-new 252 Suzuki range at Hugo Luna Motors. Suzuki's Japanese quality is ready to stand out and make you feel proud every time you drive. Whether it's the zippy Swift or the adventure-ready S-Cross, enjoy 0% finance, handy tech, safety features and great value as standard. All wrapped in the fun and efficiency of a hybrid. The only tough part? Choosing which car to drive. Visit hugolunamotors.ie today, where we're not just different, we're good different. Finance subject to status, terms and conditions apply.
Encore with Padder's Bar in Moat, with live music every weekend and all sports showing on our big screens. Find Padder's Bar Moat on Facebook or Instagram. Midlands 103.
We are into the penultimate segment on Encore this evening, and as a massive film buff, I'm delighted to be joined in studio by Andrea Moore, the design coordinator and committee member with Offline Film Festival. Andrea, could you tell me a bit about Offline and how it was that it came to being?
Lovely. Thanks a million for having me, Zoe. So Offline Film Festival is an independent festival in the Midlands, mostly based in Birr. And it's coming into its 16th annual year this year.
Wow.
Yeah, it's very exciting. And I joined a new committee last year, so we're a very, very fresh, young committee, all under the age of 35, which is something very rare in the festival world. And we're all very passionate about film, and we come from all different backgrounds. And we're just very excited to bring this festival to the committee, or to the community again this year.
And I know that this year you've actually expanded out where you're going to be running different events.
Yeah, so our main focus this year was to put the Offly back into offline by expanding our programme. So we're having our opening screening this year is Made in the Midlands, and we're showing that in Birr Theatre Arts Centre, and then we're also showing it in Esker Arts in Tullamore, which is really exciting. So we're really celebrating local people, local filmmakers, and local voices and stories, which are really important, and I think really important for the community to also hear that. And then alongside of being in Birr and Tullamore, we're also showing a feature film in Banagher in JJ Hawks.
Okay.
Yeah, which will be very fun. Buried Alive. It's very exciting. It's a film about a man who got buried alive for 61 days.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So something very different, and like that, it's in a different location. Like mostly films will be shown in the cinema or theatre, so it's really fun to bring it to an actual pub setting. So it's just something different, and like that, just expanding out as much as we can, and we're hoping to expand even more next year.
Yes.
Yeah.
And talk me through the programme for this year. So it's a week-long festival.
Yeah, it's over from the 8th to the 12th of October this year. And we have a lovely selection of feature films from The Swallow, which features Brenda Fricker.
Oh, wow.
We have Spilt Milk, and we'll have the main young actor in that come down to the festival. We have Beat the Lotto, which is about a mathematician who literally tried to beat the national lottery.
Okay.
Outside of the feature films, then, we have a lovely selection of short films. That's one of my favourite programmes. It's just so fun. You get a lovely variety. So there's the competition shorts, which have live action short films from all different parts of the world. We also have Ground Zero this year, which will be short films by Palestinian filmmakers. And all the proceeds will be going to a charity. We have the animation shorts, which is always such a lovely, lovely treat. Animation is just unbelievable. And the amount of work that goes in, and to see all different types of styles and artwork, it's just really amazing. Yeah, so that's the short films. And then after that, we have loads of stuff for families as well. So we have the family film on the Sunday, which is Paddington this year.
Oh.
Yeah, it's so cute. We have Matilda for primary schools. And then we have a selection of educational screenings that were brought to us by the Goethe Institute and the French Institute as well.
Okay.
Yeah, so if any schools are interested, they're more than welcome to contact us and we can book them in. And then we also have the likes of a film camp for kids.
Ah, brilliant.
Yeah, so we have different artists coming up from Limerick, and we also have a local boy, Luke Taylor, and he's coming up in the world of YouTube, so he'll be able to give a talk and demonstration over that workshop as well.
Very good.
For industry then, we have industry workshops and master classes. They kind of focus more on the animation side of things. So we have a local man, Sean Hogan, he's an animator. He studied in Ireland, worked for Cartoon Saloon, and now he's based in Helsinki. So he's coming back home to give a really amazing masterclass on animation and storyboarding and what it is to work in the industry. And then he'll also be on the panel, the NTA National Talent Academies for Animation panel in Dooley's Hotel as well, talking with 2 other people from there.
Yeah.
So it's a great insight into the industry and what it means to work in animation.
And have you consciously tried to get, we'll say, films and different things for it that have been made by people locally in the Offaly area? Yeah,
so that would be in our Made in the Midlands, the opening screening. So I think there's 7 different short films that are from people that are still living in the Midlands, from around the Midlands, and it's really lovely to support those local voices and local people, and to see people come that wouldn't necessarily maybe be interested in feature films.
Yes.
But if they see, there's a film with so and so in it, I'll go see that.
Yeah.
It's really inclusive. It's really, really fun and exciting.
Sometimes the shorter films are those ones that they're easier to get the crowds along to, because you said if it's a longer film, it's a dedication. You're sitting there for a long screening, and often with the films that would be shown at festivals like this, they are that little bit longer than the ones that generally make it to cinema. Whereas with the shorts, you can kind of dip in and out, and like that there's a couple of them on offer, so you could come for the day and maybe sit in on a couple of them. Yeah,
absolutely. So the way the shorts are is you pay for your screening, and there'll be maybe 5 or 6 films in a row.
Oh, brilliant.
But it's really fantastic, because I think it really does grasp your attention, because there's so much variety, different genres, different tones. It's really, really a treat in terms of film.
There's a couple of new elements to the festival this year. Could you talk us through some of those?
So we actually have expanded beyond the Midlands this year, and we have a lovely section of short films called Tipperary on Film, which were shown in the Source Centre in Thurles.
Okay.
Again, it's another short film selection with local filmmakers from that part of the country. So we're bringing them to the Midlands, which is very exciting. Along with that, the Filmmaking Challenge is back with Kino D this year.
Oh, I like it.
So there used to be a 52-hour film challenge where you'd make your short film in that space of time. This year, Kino D is coming down, and they're doing it with groups of people as well.
Okay.
So that's really fun, something to really get your hands into and get that hands-on experience. And then we also have a really lovely exhibition by Film Offaly of the Short Film Bursary Award exhibition. It's going to be in Burr Library for the whole week. It's just something very different and something new to bring to the festival, and it's very casual. You can pop in at any time during the week to have a look.
Yeah. And it's great to give a platform, as you said, that these are people who have actually won an award, and it's nice for them to display their work then.
Yeah, absolutely. And I suppose when people win awards, it's very much caught up in that moment. So it's very nice to actually reflect on those who've done so well and have won. It's a new lease of life for them as well.
Absolutely, yeah. And then you said there about the film challenge. I'm intrigued by that. So is it that people come with an idea, and in the duration of the time they shoot it, and is it edited in that time as well?
Yeah, so they'll come down to Burr, to the spot where they can register, and they'll be working in teams, and they can bring any ideas, anything that they wish, make the short film.
Yeah.
I think they'll be able to go to different locations and stuff, and then by the 12th of October, they'll be screening the films after the awards.
That is very cool.
Yeah. So it's a very quick turnaround, quick challenge. The pressure will be on, but I'm sure it'll be plenty of fun.
Yeah, but as you said, it's nice so that sometimes I find myself a lot of the time, you can record a lot, take a lot of footage, and then maybe other things come up and you never get around to actually editing it and put it together. So it's nice that you're under that pressure, but then you come out of it with this piece of work.
Yeah, have a full circle moment.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of those things that maybe it might sound daunting, but anyone who's ever done it probably does not regret to get involved.
Yeah. Well, I got some fantastic advice before about working in the arts. At the end of the day, you're just making work. It's fun. It's meant to be lighthearted. It's not like we're surgeons. You know, there's nothing really serious on the line. So like, give yourself the space and time to have that creative freedom and just go with the flow, go with the challenge.
Yeah.
Just embrace it every minute, because it probably will get stressful at times and hard, and you'll feel the pressure of the deadline, but that's all part of the fun. That's all part of the challenge. So just take it on.
I like that. That's a good mentality. As you're saying, at the end of the day, no one's going to die. Just enjoy the process.
Yeah, just have fun. Just have the crack. Yeah.
And then I know, as you mentioned there, you touched upon it, you have a couple of different workshops going on. So what will your target audience be for that? Because I see you have ones for different age groups. Like you have ones that are especially aimed at children, we'll say.
Yeah. So the way we're doing it this year, we're changing it a little bit. So in previous years, we would have had individual workshops.
Yes.
For smaller age groups. But this year we're having a full day, like a film day camp.
Okay.
So the kids can come down in the morning and the parents won't have to worry about them till the afternoon.
Right.
So I suppose it's kind of like maybe 5th, 6th class, first year kind of age groups. Because like that with the YouTube and stuff, it might be a bit tech advanced for the younger kids. But I'm sure if there was a sibling or two that want to come along to the likes of the stop motion animation workshop that we have, they could come along.
Yes. And you have, as you said, that artist storyboarding masterclass with Sean Hogan.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very exciting. So Sean is based in Helsinki. He's working professionally in the animation industry, and he's coming home to deliver a really special masterclass talking about his work and his career in the industry. So he's gone from working for Cartoon Saloon to the likes of Nickelodeon, Disney, Apple TV, working on big name screens. So it's really exciting to have him come home to deliver such insightful information about what it means to work in the industry.
Yes.
So that's very limited, and I recommend if people are considering working in animation to come along to it.
Yeah, it's a little bit mad to think that there are festivals of this scale happening on our front door, because I think a lot of the time when we think of these festivals and like that, when you have people of that calibre come along, you're thinking of the cities, you're thinking of Dublin, Cork, Galway. So how important do you think it is that we continue to run festivals like this in the locality?
I think it's essential. I really do. I think that we are a fantastic country for sports, which is amazing, but the arts is truly at the core of our being as
absolutely,
as a country. And I think to keep that alive is really important. And I think nowadays it's very easy to sit at home and watch something on TV, on Netflix at the end of the day, which again is very comforting. But there's something really, really special about being able to go to these events in person, going to see film in the local theatre, because you get to share that experience. And there's something really magical when you're sitting in an audience of people and everybody's having a vocal reaction, be it laughing or people are crying or shocked by a film. There's something really special about that human interaction that you get in person.
Definitely, yeah.
And what I'd say is offline is a film festival, and for some people that might seem kind of daunting, or they might be interested in film at home but might feel like this is a space that's kind of nerve-wracking or out of their depth. But this film festival is for everybody. Yeah, it's for everybody. If you're really passionate about film, or if you just have a passive interest in it, or if you like animation like that, there's something in the programme for everybody. And I'd encourage people to go to their local theatre and go see these films, even if it's for the very first time. These are very safe spaces and they're so valuable to the community.
And there's often not a high cost with it. I know myself, I was only looking last night. We decided upon this new system of there's nothing worse than when you go sit down in the evening and say, we'll watch a film. And you're trawling through the likes of Netflix, Sky, and you actually look at that many options, you go, I don't know what I want to watch anymore. So we've come up with a new system where we throw film suggestions in a bucket and just put our hand in the bucket and take it out. And I'm not messing. Every single film that we took out last night, you had to pay it for it. Even
really?
Yeah, even though we have, like I said, the likes of Prime, Disney Plus, you know the way we'll say on Prime, you can have a subscription, but then you have to pay an extra fee to watch a certain film. Same with the Sky Cinema one. There's a certain amount of them that are available on Sky, and then you have to pay for access. So I actually find when I'm looking through the local programming of the likes of screenings in your theatres, they're nearly cheaper than the rent price for these on streaming platforms.
Yeah, and the huge difference will be when it comes to paying for something like this in a local festival, that money, a portion of that will go to the likes of the filmmakers. It will go to keeping these very important spaces open, whereas when you're at home, it's just going towards the big
the big conglomerates.
Yeah, so this is really important, and like that, to support people and what they're creating. Like, the arts is fantastic in this country, and it is quite hard to make a living out of it. So going to these local festivals, you're not just supporting a festival, but you're supporting all the people that are involved in it, all the people that have spent and dedicated so much time in creating artwork for the sake of the love of and the passion of art, which is a real soulful journey to go on. And to be able to support that means an awful lot to a lot of people.
Yeah. Speaking of, what's your top pick from the festival this year? What's the thing that you yourself are looking forward to, or that you're going, if you were to pick one thing to tell people to go along to, what would it be?
Well, I would have said Fright Night, but that's actually sold out already.
No way.
That sold out so quickly. Yeah, Fright Night's very, very fun. So I tell people to keep an eye open for that next year. So Fright Night's a very, very exciting part of the programme where people get into a bus and they're brought away to a location. This year we're going to Ballincard House.
Okay.
And we're showing a selection of short films that are like horror-based films.
Cool.
So it's a full immersive experience.
Yeah,
I love just being completely immersed like that. So that's very fun. But other than that, I would strongly recommend the short film programmes.
Yeah.
They're just like that, an absolute treat for film.
And you're getting that bit of variety as well.
Yeah, that's it. So they'd be my personal favourites. But again, there's just so much in the programme, and I think there is something for everybody. So make sure to have a look and see what's on.
And Andrea, if people are looking to get a look at that programme and to find out more about what's going on, the different locations, the times, if it's a case of that it's a ticketed event or if they can just show up, where can they find out more information about that?
So we have the lovely printed programmes. They're in every venue. So we have them in Esker Arts,
Brilliant.
we have them in Birth Theatre and Arts Centre, and just different places in the local towns. Online then we have a website, offlinefilmfestival.com, and we're on all social medias as well. So if you want to book your tickets, just go onto the website, have a scroll through the programme and have a look there.
Fantastic, brilliant. Andrea, thank you so much for coming out to the studio to have a chat with us today. I think it's lovely to have, as you said, a chat in person as well as going along to the screenings in person. It's also nice to have a conversation with someone in person in the studio.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much.
And speaking of getting out and down to your local arts centre, after this, we have the Muddy River Band to give us a flavour of what you can expect from their gig in Tullamore this coming weekend.
Encore with Patters Bar in Moat, with live music every weekend and all sports showing on our big screens. Find Patters Bar Moat on Facebook or Instagram. Midlands 103.
It is Encore on Midlands 103, and we've just been speaking about getting out and enjoying and supporting the performances on offer in your locality. And here to prove to us why we should is William Hayden and Pat Silk of the Muddy River Band. Lads, thanks for joining me in the studio this evening.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you.
Now, before we get into chatting about the upcoming gig, Willie, take me back to the formation of the band and how it was that you got together.
Okay, well, about 3 years ago, I was running a benefit night or a fundraiser night. We had a load of great artists, Mary Black, Ralph McTell, Charlie McGetting playing at this benefit night. Yours truly was also playing.
Okay.
And so I hadn't played for years. I think it was actually 26 years since I had played.
Yeah.
And so I did a spot on the show, and the bug just hit again. And I felt I had to do this again. So following on for that, I decided I was running a small folk club in that theatre as well. And I had one slot to fill. And I said, what do we do with this slot? And I said, do you know something? We'll do our own thing. And I said, I've always been a massive fan of Neil Young. So I said, you know what? I'm going to run a gig. And I'm going to bring in some friends of mine, and we'll do a night with all our favourite artists. Yeah. Right? So we got together, myself, I called in Pat, because he's a Van Morrison fan. Other member of the band, Pete Kavanagh, is a massive Bob Dylan fan. We said, let's do this together. Yeah. And we contacted a group of local musicians as a backing band, and we did a concert, and it just went through the roof. We could have probably played 4 nights in a row and filled it. Everybody absolutely loved it. So after that, we said, we have to do this again. Yeah. So we did a couple more gigs. We couldn't let it go. We had to keep doing it, and it's been going ever since.
And you're obviously all big fans of the artists that you respectively sing in order to keep doing it and keep playing night after night.
Massive fans, fantastic. And it's the songbook too that they have. Like, we're not really a tribute band in terms of trying to look like the guys. Yeah. We're more doing the songbook and the songs.
Much better looking as well.
What I mean?
Of course
we are. Yeah. But anyway, that's the joy of it, you know. And the selection, we can change the songs as we go. There's such a big portfolio of songs that these guys have. You're not stuck in one rut playing a couple of songs. Every couple of weeks we can change, bring in new songs.
Yeah.
And what's brilliant for us too is because I play the songs of Neil Young, but I'm also a Dylan fan, I'd be a Van Morrison's fan. And when we do a show, it's almost like being at a show. because I can listen to them.
Of course, yeah.
And so we all go to listen to each other in one way at the show, you know.
Yeah.
Now, they prefer listening to me and I prefer listening to them.
I know, yeah. But I think that's what the beauty of the show is.
Yeah.
It's amazing. The people, like, we're drawn in 3 audiences. You've got that variety. There's a great selection there for them to listen to. Like, Pete does a great Bob Dylan. Unfortunately, he's not here today because it's kind of like one of the triplets are missing, isn't it? Because we do everything together, more or less.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the band is fantastic too. They're not even a backing band.
We're all one band now.
It
started out as a backing band, but we decided, more or less, everyone's equal in the band. There's no such thing as we're the singers and they're the band. Yeah, nothing like that. No.
And there's 7 of you all together.
Yeah,
7.
Yes.
And the crack is mighty.
I can imagine.
They all seem to be of the same. We all seem to be of the same kind of temperament and humour. It's not only a music night; it's a fun night. From start, as soon as we get into the hall and we're setting up for the sound check, it's just banter.
I think that's a big thing too, that the audience, sorry I'm leaning off that, but when the audience, they can see on the stage that
definitely.
We're having such fun on the stage.
They feed off that.
They feed off that, yeah. There's no them and us. It all becomes one big group at the end of it. And the response has been fantastic. You know, I don't think we've played a gig yet without a standing ovation, have we?
No, we haven't.
No. You know, so it's great and well, we are brilliant.
This is it. Do you know? Credit where it's due.
He's not shy. But it's great, and it beats everything. Really, at the end of the day, that people are going home happy after being listening to live music, because you know yourself with the pandemic and things, it was just dead for so long. You know, it's just great to get back out there again, and do what we're doing, and with these lunatics.
Yeah. But as you said, music has this ability to transport people. And with, I suppose, the music that you're playing, it's of a time. And it's transporting people back to that time. It's reminding them of the first time they heard it. Bringing back all these memories.
Yeah. People have a certain vintage, it pulls them back. I mean, every song you sing, you'll find that there's a memory in their head when they're listening to that song. You know.
And it's getting to the stage now where I've noticed in a lot of the gigs, like if I was doing Crazy Love by Van, when I get to the chorus, I don't have to sing.
Yeah, it's sung for you.
It's great. Now, it's a fantastic feeling when you hear people getting involved. And it's the same with a lot of Willie songs and Pete songs. You see people joining in and singing along. And then towards the end, we get them singing along. We leave them singing.
Yeah.
You know, and we involve them. And I think that's all part of the show. Which they seem to enjoy, you know. It seems to be working. And then the interview on the radio station here in the Midlands 103, it's great because it gets people out, maybe. We get a few more people out.
Well, that's what we were only talking about with my last guest. We were talking about, I think, something that came out of COVID was we don't get up and get out as much as we used to, especially with the likes of music. And we see more and more now, you can get a full concert. You can get it on a streaming service. You don't actually have to go and attend it, but you can't beat the live performance.
The buzz,
it's the atmosphere, isn't it?
Yeah, it's amazing. The atmosphere is.
To connect with the people is fantastic. Yeah.
You can't beat that. And like you say, it's getting people getting out now. And there's so many wonderful theatres. I never really realised how many beautiful theatres we have around the country and in small towns and places like that. The one on Burr too.
That's another Offaly venue actually. Isn't it?
So you know, we're very lucky. It's great to get around and see all these lovely theatres and playing them and the sound in most of them.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I think that's an important thing too, is that you mentioned tribute bands, is that we're not a tribute band. And I know, you know, other bands have said, and that's fair enough, you know, but we couldn't be a tribute band because, to be quite honest, we have our own identity that we can't strip away anyway. Yeah. And so we put our own stamp on it, and that comes through the vocals and it comes through the instruments as well. Yeah. So it's not, you're not going to hear, you know, what's on a record. You're going to hear, you know, an alternative version of it. Yeah. You know, so when you bring the pedal steel and stuff into it like that, it just changes everything, you know. Brings it to a new place, which is great, you know.
Of course, yes. And I believe you're going to play a couple of tunes for us this evening as well.
That's right, yeah.
You can do Helpless. That's a song I really, I've been playing it for a lot of years. A lot of years. But I've always loved the song, you know.
Yeah.
I love all his songs, to be quite honest, you know, but that's the one I'll do. Helpless.
And like Willie was saying earlier on about our own identity, the fact that, you see, the three of us are singer-songwriters anyway, sure, we've all stuff out there.
Yeah.
Okay, it's there, but that's where the identity comes in. When I do Van, I don't really sound like Van, but I like to think that I can kind of wrap myself around his songs and kind of deliver them in a way that nobody's ever said to me, oh, that's not the way. You know?
I gotcha.
So I think that's it. You're able to kind of, and when you're a singer-songwriter yourself, you kind of tend to take that to it as well.
Yeah.
A little bit. So it does make it a little bit different and a little bit unique, but it doesn't drift too far away from the actual arrangement of the song.
Yes, people can still recognise
Oh,
it,
gosh,
but it has your own spin.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's the whole
shebang.
That's it.
Fantastic. Well, lads, take it away.
Right.
There is a town in North Ontario, dream, comfort, memories to spare. And in my mind I still need a place to go. All my changes were there. Blue windows behind the stars, yellow moon on the rise, big birds flying across the sky, throwing shadows in our eyes. Leave us helpless, helpless, helpless. Oh, babe, can you hear me now? The chains are locked, tied across the door. Baby, baby, sing with me somehow. Blue windows behind the stars, yellow moon on the rise, big birds flying across the skies, throwing shadows in our eyes. Leave us helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. Helpless, helpless, helpless. helpless, 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 helpless.
That was beautiful.
Thank you.
That's all for me tonight, but up next is Country Roads, bringing you the best in Irish and American country music right up until 10 p.m. Until next week, good night.